That's what we're finding out. What's best for you?
You think you're so big, and you think you're so tough. You want to draw like a pro, but your lines don't even converge. You don't even know what a breakdown is. You don't even draw without professional reference. Don't you ever draw without professional reference. And you think you're good. You think you are, but you're not. 'Cause you know what? I'm gonna tell you tips. I'm gonna give you the good tips, the ones that actually help you. I'm gonna teach you how to draw. But with these tips, they aren't mine. They're Ethan Becker's. So I'm gonna tell you about Ethan Becker.
Round one.
$2019. I'm on YouTube looking for a drawing tutorial of Spider-Man. I was looking for some Spider-Man poses, actually. At the time, I'm not good at drawing at all, so I just wanted to draw some Spider-Man. I find a video. This video was the beginning of something new. It's how I found Ethan Becker. Well, while watching it, he breaks down the scene and makes you understand what the idea is and how they did everything. Well, not everything, I guess, a good amount of things, like the story and what's happening. Though I didn't understand anything that was happening on it, I was very interested.
Like I said, I'm gonna be breaking down the scene. I can't do storyboards. I can't understand anything unless I break it down. I can't get better at something without understanding it first.
When he said, I can't understand something unless he breaks it down, I understand that. Like, I relate to that a lot. I will try to do something, and if I don't understand it, if I can't understand it, I'll try to break it down into a simplified form for me to understand it. Though I'm not very good at it, his way of doing it has actually helped me improve in my art. After watching that video, I started watching more videos on his channel, and the more I kept watching it, it just lit my passion for art once again. I tried drawing a long time ago before, but I didn't know what I was doing. So being able to come back to art and find someone who can break it down in a way that I can understand it really lit that fire in me to want to do art more seriously. Ethan Becker has a lot of videos, but I'm constantly rewatching videos to learn more from it, and every time I go back to it, I learn something new. I'm able to understand things more the older I get, and it's very cool to finally understand a lot of things that I watched at first and didn't understand at all. So now, using his videos, I'm going to make a process of how to practice. Well, let's go outside for that. So at the end of some of Mr. Becker's or Ethan Becker's videos, he puts drawing challenges at the end of them. A while back, I think it was early 2020, late 2019, I did one of them. It was really bad because, one, I had no understanding of anatomy, forms, shapes, or anything like that. I just kind of just traced over whatever I ended up taking a picture of. It was a really bad picture, but if I can find it, I'll put a picture up. But anyways, like I said before, I'm going to be using some of Ethan Becker's videos to create a way to practice out of the drawing challenges, because they're a way to make practice fun.
That's the dynamic of video reference. You can't get that in photo reference. Photo reference is say cheese. Oh, let's pose here and say cheese. We're fighting, right? Yeah, they're fighting. No, you get into the action, you get into your character design, your character mentality.
Photo screenshots of video reference. Video reference can be very helpful, obviously. And you have poses, but what do you do with the poses? You break them down. If you don't know what breaking down is, this is what breaking down is.
You're gonna see that it's actually really straight. This person's actually doing something that I would want people to do first, is draw next to it and think like, okay, this is what I think is going on. And then after that, then you break down what the professional artist had done, and now you're like, oh my God, it's so much more different. And that's when your brain switches.
So, off of what he's saying, you're breaking down a pose into its simplest form for you to understand it. And, you use shapes and stuff, but for me, the shape that he uses a lot, that he's explained, is very helpful for me. It's helped me understand angles and everything because it has decision. It tells you where things are going.
Talking about drawing the body in any angle using this one shape. Draw with a box. I bet you heard that before, haven't you? That's disgusting. Hate to break it to you, but you've been told to draw with the devil's tools. I bet you've been trying to draw with the box this whole time and it's not done you no good. All right, with this shape, now you can create the most simple third dimension. Before, it's just a simple silhouette. Now it's got volume to it and it's organic.
Right here, he explains to you why you shouldn't draw with the box, obviously. So using that, we're pretty much going to be breaking down. We're going to be using all these things that from these videos and putting them together to create an effective way of practice. You can do these all separately, but I decided to put these together just so that I feel like it would help me. It helps me push myself a bit. There's a bug in my face. So next, I'm going to be explaining how I did my breakdowns by showing my breakdowns and what I've done, what I've learned and how I've improved, all that stuff, but that's in the next segment. So here I'm going to be looking at some breakdowns. Over here you can see that I've recorded myself and I took screenshots of the best looking poses. This is one of me acting like I was being strangled. The red one here is me attempting to draw, and then the blue one is the breakdown. I have some notes around here just pointing out the things that I got wrong. I get better at highlighting it. One of the most common problems that I've had with these breakdowns is that I don't, there's like a pinch and stretch to like the spine right here, and I usually don't exaggerate it as much as it actually is. I went in my garage, took the shirt off so I can see how my body turns better, and just recorded myself messing around for 30 minutes and took the best screenshots. So you can see here this angle's wrong. I was able to point that out by comparing. So I think the best process from what I've learned while doing this is actually that you can do it both ways. In Ethan Becker's avatar video, he actually does the breakdown first, then he tries drawing it, and then he compares. That I actually think could be helpful a little bit more than drawing it first and then doing the breakdown like I did. So that's probably something I'll be doing from now on, than drawing it first then doing the breakdown. But overall, this has been a very cool process. As you can see, I'm using the favor-sided triangle that he was talking about. Something I've realized a lot while drawing with full bodies is their anchor points. He talks about this a few times, but something that I've noticed with the hips, with the top of them, when you use, let's say you're drawing a line straight down for this part of the leg, the other part of the hip should actually be able to make the other part of the leg. And you see, something that I could have just done is draw a line from here to the top of the hip and draw a straight, just strong line going down here, and I would have been able to form a better looking leg. And it works here a little bit. I just didn't have good form while breaking down. I was able to understand more while rewatching his videos and just taking from it. Something that this actually helped me a lot with, that I didn't really think was a problem, but actually something I actually learned a lot from, was that you need to make your lines more clear. My early breakdowns were very scribbly looking, very hard to read. This, I tried my best to use just straight lines, not doing the scribbly stuff. It's very readable compared to the older stuff. If I tried early on, this probably would have been a scribbly mess. You probably wouldn't be able to tell these were shoulders and that the arms going in. But yeah, I've been able to actually improve a lot drawing this. I have some posts actually I would want to show off, showing a lot of things that help with this. I did a lot of breakdowns. I did like 7 in one day, and then I did like 4 each day just to like warm myself up before I did anything. But yeah, you can see here like I'm starting to understand it better. You can see more form, like I'm drawing more lines, but if you really look at it, I think something I should do more when doing breakdowns is that I should just draw them into the simple shapes, like how I did with this arm here. I forgot what I was talking about. But oh right, drawing simplified shapes. So I think if I draw it into the simplified shapes, I can be able to read it better. Sorry, my phone went off. But overall, these breakdowns I think have been very helpful with it. Like I take a lot of notes about what I see wrong with it. I try not to let myself get away with anything. Sometimes there'll be like small things that I don't think are that bad, like maybe like a line looks a little weird, but overall I try to notice a lot. Like this, I probably should have pointed out that the leg is pointing off weirdly than it is in this. Like I probably didn't even need to draw this connecting line. It would have been able to just make sense. Maybe if I draw like a small, like, I don't know, maybe a little triangle pointing down to where the line of your shin would be, and then using a triangle just to like convey that the calf is there. But yeah, a lot of these breakdowns were very helpful. Something you can tell when like I'm barely like warming up for the day. You can really see how scribbly these are of me just trying to get the pose down. I think if I was to do anything, I should have did the scribbly version and then tried it again and then did the breakdown. But right here is when I really liked how this pose turned out. I think it was very like, it gave off the mood I was trying to give off with it. But here's when I realized right here, the hips connect with the legs. So like it's like a little loop. So that's something I started doing a lot with like my drawings. This is the breakdown, and here I actually messed around with it to make it a little more intense. I was just messing around, but I really liked how it turned out. And here I was just messing around because I was done for the day, so I just doodled over it. But yeah, see here I'm trying the same thing. I notice my problem is that in the stance it's very like balanced, a very like triangle formation looking. This one is like off balance, unnecessary like curving of the turning of the line. But it was fairly simple to start understanding a lot while doing this. I tried this on paper actually before, and I didn't understand how to just do it properly. So maybe if I do try it on paper, I'll try to create a better process. Here's the same thing with the leg of it connecting. Like here, I'm just something like I noticed while making these that the sizing is inconsistent. So that's something I need to find a way to like work with, like with sizing, because I have a problem with that. Same thing with the legs here. What's this one? This one I started actually paying attention to the floor. I think I rewatched one of his videos when he draws over fans' art, and it was like the pose looked good. It was I think a fish drawing, but it was him explaining why it felt off balance with the background, but without it seemed fine, and it was like the horizon line and stuff. So I tried to focus on like the floor here. I messed it up because I was messing around with it, but here like you can see like my lines are more clean, and I'm able to it's becoming more readable while doing these. This was another startup for the day. Yeah, it's kind of hard to read, but the poses right here, me just arched over trying to like draw that. These poses were pretty difficult, but I think when I broke them down, my brain was able to understand it way better. So like here, this was the last one, I think. Let me see. Oh no, there's like 2 more. So here was one. Oh, I drew over this because I probably the lines were too thin to see. But yeah, it was just me like the original one was probably very scribbly looking, so I drew over them to make them look more clean. This was a very weird perspective shot I was trying out. I tried to exaggerate it, but I couldn't even get the pose down, which shows that I'm trying. But right here is the last breakdown. Oh, I didn't finish it. Okay, well, I guess I forgot to do this one. Oh yeah, so while making this video, an artist known as Waku 99 Taku came out with the Draw This in Your Style. This is like the finished product, which is like these layer pictures, but this with like the reference images. I took like screenshots of them for reference. It's based off this pose down here, where the breakdown's at. That's the background. Oh, they're under this. Okay, so here is the red is my just like drawing. No, the red one was, I think I got it backwards. So yeah, here it is. So that was my attempt down here with the trying to like just read the pose, and then that was the breakdown, and then I reused it and drew it again, as you can see, and then I just drew over it like how the character base, and then I colored it in and drew that. It's on my Instagram and Twitter, but yeah, pretty much these have been like super helpful, and I've been able to understand a lot while doing these. Something else that I didn't put into the video early on, but has been very helpful is making a lot of things taper. So I made like these Sonic drawings here. You can see right here, there's like these lines and stuff. In his avatar video, he explains that everything tapers. That's how you make things look professional. That is super true, and that's how I was actually able to finally successfully draw Sonic. So you know, I drew like the head here, and then I drew like you can see like right here I drew a triangle, and I, you know, very simple, and you can see like it all connects in a way. I tried to go for like a cool perspective shot here, but it was these that was like messing with the, like if you see like this actually goes down like to the hand. Maybe my line was a bit curved, since like I'm not able to have that best judgment with paper. I probably should have used a ruler, but a lot of things I try to make taper on here, and that was like a warm-up sketch. But this is where I used like more tapers. Like you can see like this goes here, the eye point right here goes up. You know, like where I started like drawing the quill, that starts for this one. The bottom of the head actually connects here, you know. I did the same thing here. You know, if you look at it, you know, the line right here, there's a line that tapers through for like for the start of it. Where is it at? So like right here where I started the quill as well, you know, it's over here, and then this connects to this one. And then I drew a full body just to like, you know, put everything into practice. And yeah, so most of all, that's pretty much, you know, me putting all these into practice. I've been able to learn a lot from this. This has been like really fun to do. Right here, this is their account, Waku99 Taku. Follow them. They're really good at art. Their art's pretty cool. I like their art. This is the thing. There was no deadline for it, so even if you want to try it out, go ahead. Yeah, it was fun. All right, well, I guess we're just gonna move on from here. Next segment. Bro, freaking chops are gone now. They'll be back. Don't worry. I'll look like a deranged homeless person again. I guess that's about it. That's all I wanted to say. Um, Thank you to Mr. Becker slash Ethan Becker for giving me permission to even use the clips, because if you said no, I wasn't gonna make this. It was an off the cuff idea I thought of, just being like, why not? You know, just I want to be able to introduce art to the channel, and I think this is a good way to do it. This has helped me improve a lot with my art. This process of making practice fun in a way was totally worth it, and I've improved a lot from it. I am going to keep doing breakdowns. Obviously, I'm going to keep doing it until I feel like I'm comfortable enough to draw a body in different poses without a problem, pretty much. I mean, at a certain point I'm going to start implementing backgrounds, trying to understand that way better, and also try to get a better computer, because this computer sucks so much. The way I think of when I'm drawing is the characters 3D, and I try to think of it in a 3D space than it just being the image. I try to imagine what the body would be like while moving that way. I move around a bit sometimes. If you ever watch me draw, you'll see like I'm moving my arms and stuff, because I'm trying to do that pose and feel what it's like. And another thing, back to Ethan Becker, I probably don't know what I'd be doing right now if I never watched him. He's been like a big inspiration to me, with one, being able to be creative again, drawing, and not just art itself, but with my story writing. I have a lot of stories that I want to tell with things I'm creating all the time. I'm constantly making throwaway ideas that I actually evolve into something. Like sometimes I'll think of ideas while watching something, like this My Hero character. I'll throw up an image right here. It's this character where their body has like cracks all over them. I based it off of something later on from My Hero, where something happens to a certain character that if you read it, then you'll know who I'm talking about. But that character, it's also based off like the look of what's his name, All For One, with his weird little spire things, how it has like this cool design. The cracked look was based off of just the way Shigaraki's face looked, how he has all these scarring all over his body, and I thought that looked really cool. So I thought, what if I implemented that on a person, but to an extreme measure? Their thing is like they're burnt, pretty much. They've survived a body explosion of some sort, and then the only small thing I have of them is them after going through pretty much the worst thing you can go through, to the extent of what that universe and how the storytelling works in there. It's not like it's its own thing, but slowly it's starting to change into its own thing. I'm starting to replace characters, replace the major characters that I use from the series into its own story, and probably it can evolve into its own thing, into its own comic. I have a lot of ideas. One that I think would be really fun, it's always been a cool idea, but I've never fleshed it out, was a villain in the real world, pretty much. Seeing how a supervillain could work in the real world, how is that feasibly possible, and using the idea of realism mixed with pushing a story to an exaggerated form. When I make drawings, I don't want it to just be a cool drawing anymore. I usually like to have a story behind it, like you're getting a peek into the world. Pushing yourself to be your own mannequin for poses actually has pushed me a bit to be more confident in the way I move, exaggerate things. So those are like most of the things I've learned. I've been able to learn a lot. I'm learning a lot more still rewatching his videos. Sometimes we'll forget about certain videos, so I'll just binge a bunch of videos until I end up coming across a certain one that just helps me in that moment. Like such as the Avatar video. You know, everything converges. I say tapers a lot throughout the video, but you know, converging lines. There's a lot of converging lines in professional art. I didn't show the clip fully while editing it, but I think it's for the video reference part. The person, they drew a pose of, you know, a person like swinging in, and the other one person's dodging, and the lines, they converge with each other. If you really if you draw the action lines, they always converge. It's a really good look. And then when they drew it, they drew the same pose but kind of a different angle. And Ethan Becker's advice was, do it in that angle so you can understand it better. I usually do like the ad parts, the fake advertisements, because I'm not getting sponsored. But the middle thing, it was a mixed media. It was, live action, me with like stop pose to pose character, because I did not have enough time to animate. And also I don't have Clip Studio X, so I can't animate anything longer than like 25 frames, so I couldn't animate it if I wanted to. What's next for the channel? I want to do a let's play before I do another big video, because that video I just want to kind of make it up to the last one, because if you watch the video of me drawing with Soapy, you'll know that we recorded a video before that, but the audio was lost. So I want to get another let's play insert game video out. After that, I want to do just talking about Dragon Ball Fighters, because that's a video I've been wanting to make. And then I don't know, after that I might just take like a big break or something. Maybe it's the last video I ever upload. You never know. This YouTube channel is a dumping ground for like ideas I have. Maybe one day I'll just post like talking about like a comic or something that I'm gonna do or something, because I'm always gonna be practicing art. I'm never gonna stop practicing art. That's my main thing. I've actually said this before to Ethan Becker. I don't want to talk about it too much, but pretty much my main goal is to improve to the point where I can make the comic that I want to make. Planning, the hero in real life, or maybe it'll be something different. Maybe it'll be like a fan-made Sonic comic, because I have an idea for that. That My Hero fan fiction one that's evolving, so maybe that will turn to a comic one day. My camera died. Well, I just found out my camera died during this. So just enjoy the audio with I don't know, whatever visuals I end up putting up or something. I'll put something up. Yeah, and enjoy the rest of this audio. This was like, I probably would have just cut it out, but this was like very genuine and stuff. So thank you a lot, Ethan Becker. I hope to one day look at your classes, because those seem like amazing from what I've seen. Today he posted a thing where I think it was for the Discord, just like I think there were name titles for students' projects, and they seem pretty interesting from what I've seen, and I'm actually really excited to see what those can turn into. And it's actually given me a bit of inspiration to want to write more from the stories that I'm developing. But yeah, that's about it. If you want to do art, do it. Don't be afraid to fail, because you'll get better. Is it good? Is everything good? Is it good? You got the shot on me?
Hey there, I'm Chaos. Do you want to be successful like me? I'm gonna tell you some tips of how to become successful
On like YouTube.